We've literally just had like the longest day, but you know.
Oh, was that you actually recording me from there?
It's just life. Welcome to your Millennial Unfiltered Mother podcast, aka M.U.M podcast. I'm your host, Christiana, and I'm joined by my fave person. Well, one of them anyway. Abby Show.
Hi.
Trust me, she's not that civilized. So forget that one.
They'll soon learn. Hello.
Is that your telephone voice?
Yes.
I can't take you seriously if you're gonna talk like that. We've literally just had the longest day. Well, I cut mine one short, but we just had a long day at the Lux Afrique Polo, at the Richmond Ham Polo Club, and it was a lot of fun. A lot of pretty dresses and pretty people, but who cares? I was there on a manhunt.
You weren't the only one, I'll tell you that.
And I was very unsuccessful.
Well, no, do you know the thing is? There were actually good-looking men there.
There was so many good-looking guys, yeah.
But they were just coupled up. That's just the problem.
Someone said that. Someone said the exact same thing. I said, look, that might be their friend. We don't know until we know.
They were matching outfits.
Okay, they were coupled up.
So,
but do you know what? There were some guys that were like clicked up. That looked all right. They looked,
Actually, there was one of the guys standing next to me, and one of our family was like, "Oh, speak to him." I'm like, no. I'm standing right next to him. Yeah. If he was interested, he would have said, "Hello, how are you?"
No, he could be shy.
That's what she said. See, listen, that's what she said, and that's what annoys me. Shy or not, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna be the first one to approach a man and say hello.
Why?
I'm standing right next to him. Even if it's a little nudge or something or anything. No, sorry.
No, come on. Plus, this is the 21st century.
Take me back then. Because I ain't with this nonsense.
Do you know what? Because I'm forward. I'm very forward. Yeah, and I tend to just be like, look, what are you saying?
No, absolutely not. Because I don't believe it. Because then there'll be always this thing where,
you will have to be the first.
Yeah, you saw me first. You approached me first. Not even that might, come up, but the thought of me knowing that I was right there and you didn't acknowledge me, you didn't say hello to me, and I'm the one having to chase you. Hell to the no, it's not going to happen. I don't believe in stuff like that. Although he was, after a while, quite vocal, but, by that time, he was speaking to, 1,000 other women, so...
Oh, no. Red flags. There
you go.
I went there with the intention to at least catch a couple numbers. Or they catch about... Do you know what? I feel like I talk like... I'm one of the mandem, like I'm the one on some hunt, but I am at the end of the day.
But the problem is now, I think what happens, because there are sometimes I go and I'm like, you know what, I know I look good. Like, I'm thinking, I'm going to get... But then you go out and you see these nice men, but they're just looking at you. Mm. So it's like, this life, social, like this 20th stupid century that you keep talking about, everything is now online.
Yeah.
So nobody really wants to, speak and say how, introduce themselves. They want to catch you on Facebook, catch you on Instagram, ask for your
hate that.
All that rubbish.
Hate it. So absolutely. And I also hate when I do meet someone and we swap information and they would rather text me or they'd rather message me on social media. It's like, can you dial my number, please?
That's a red flag there. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't like it. I find it impersonal. I find it lazy.
You might as well email.
Right. Yeah, I just find the whole calling. I mean, I find the whole texting. Messaging me on Instagram, sending me a DM after we've already met.
Oh, super but what happens if they're shy?
I'm sorry, no. From when we've already swapped numbers.
Well, he could be shy, like you said.
No, but then you're not done for me. I don't have time for that. I don't have time. You need to get over it. You need to call me. At least let the first thing you do.
So if you can't approach you on the first day and say hi, how do you think he's gonna, survive being able to speak to you?
I just kind of feel like you're not really that interested in trying to get to know me because how well can you get to know me through WhatsApp messages?
Yeah, I suppose so. To be honest with you, I don't believe in all this social media, because that's what everyone does now. I think face-to-face, because think about it. How often do you actually see people you love? most of the time you message them once in a while, you're right, cool. But to actually have a gathering, and most of the time when there is gatherings, everyone's on their phone anyway.
Everyone's on their phone, yeah.
So it's a bit of a tricky one.
Because I was doing the whole online dating thing for a little bit. Like,
Same.
I was going on dates, but over like the last sort of month, I've been approaching some of the guys we know and like other guys and being like, okay, oh yeah, where's your single friends? Because I just kind of feel like I'm at a point where I want to actually be set up. I want someone at work just taken away, and I want someone that I trust, someone that I know, to set me up with someone that they know and trust. And I just kind of feel like it will be easier that way.
Yeah, because
All I'm hearing is story. Oh, you know, it's, okay, cool. If they're already in relationships and some of their friends, you know, most of their friendship group are married or whatever, that's actually great. But some of their single friends are irresponsible, are not serious, they're not ready. And I'm like, do you want me to be the judge of that? You just never know, you know, who they're going to meet and who's going to sort of change their ways a bit. And I just kind of feel like if you're keeping them at a distance.
But I agree with you, don't get me wrong. But then sometimes, you know your friends, you know the two people, and you know that definitely not. Although, you know, sometimes people are different in relationships. Yeah. But if I know someone's an absolute dickhead, right, and you're still saying, okay, you like him, and I hook you up, it's going to be me that you're going to come back to and say, what?
Nope.
I feel there is.
I don't like that. I kind of feel like if someone's sexual with someone, that's you. Go about your business. But in terms don't come back to me with the problems as if it's my problem.
A lot of people do that, though. That's the problem.
I find that mature.
But in terms of me, hookups, people hooking you up rather than online dating, I totally agree with you, because at the end of the day, you know, recommendation. It's like, do you know what? I always think that if all this online dating, if they had reviews on each person, how about, imagine if they actually had reviews. You're allowed to write reviews on each person you've dated or gone on date with or spoken to.
Ooh,
it would just
that could be tricky.
It could be tricky. It's true, because
it could be someone leaving a bad review because they're bitter, because the guy didn't like them as much, so they're just bitter.
What? Sometimes you can tell, because if you see a review and someone's just cussing somebody out and blah 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 blah, you know.
In fact, if there's like a whole story time as to why, you know, they gave such a bad review, okay, yeah, cool. But if it's just like, nah, then I'll just think, are you being bitter or are you being serious? I mean, look, I've come to the realization, and this is very honest, because I don't care. I want more kids more than I want a man.
100%.
Like, even with this manhunt, I'm looking for the father of my next kids.
100%, because your children are always going to be your children, mate.
This is what I don't care about.
And nobody wants to have kids up and down the place of 50,000 men. No. But if you can find one man to have all your kids with, I beg. If he decides to, let me not swear, if he decides to go by his business and do this foolishness, at least you know your kids, they're yours for life. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I agree with that.
Because we're both single parents, and we're both never going to go back to our kids.
I'll reject it in Jesus' name.
Right. We're both never going to go back to our kids. That's cool. So we know, we already have come to the reality that we're going to have more than one
100%,
father of the child. Which is... I'm fine.
No, it's not what I wanted. It was actually my biggest fear, actually. It was actually my biggest fear. I took time. I said, you know what? I ain't going to get with nobody until I'm sure, and blah, 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 blah. But life happens in it, and it's happened, which is cool. But 100%, just know that the next dude I'm with, look, you're going to make sure, I'm going to make sure I have the rest of my kids. I don't care what, listen, I'm having my second, my third, my fourth, as many kids as I want. With you.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you know what I mean?
That's because, I'm literally looking for the father of my kids, as opposed to the guy who's like, we're going to be my ride or die, we're going to travel, we're going to do... Nah.
I actually want that too, though.
Nah, I think I'm over it. I actually think I'm over it. I actually think I'm at that point where it's like, I'm not looking for, you know, a man for me, per se. I'm looking for a father to my children. No, you know, and that might be bad, like... You know, so even when I do meet people, I'm letting them know from the jump, like, cool, we can date, but I'm not going to be doing this for very long. I'm not going to be on this whole, this is where I'm at. This is the stage where I'm at. What are you saying? Or, you know, I'm just, no, okay, see you later, have fun. Because I don't have, to be honest, I don't have time. In an ideal world, would have had my kids all before I was 35.
Mate, I said I was going to have my kids by 30. I'm 33 now and I've got one.
I want multiples upon multiple. I still want loads of kids. So I really want to, kind of get this ball rolling.
I still want the whole sweeping you off your feet palaver. I know it's.
I think I'm over it.
I don't know if I can get over something like that because I still believe in love. Don't get me wrong. I still believe that there's men out there that have sense, that know how to love a woman and that are willing to love a woman. So I still believe that. You meet stupid men, riffraffs, you meet them all. But I still have that hope that there's still some guys out there, because I have to have that hope because I'm around men like that all the time. We have brothers, we have cousins that are good men that treat their women right. So I'm still holding on to that there's guys like that still somewhere. So I'm not going to settle for someone just say, yes, don't get me wrong, I want the next guy to have all my kids and blah, blah, but still want him to at least be there and, show me love and do what a man's supposed to do and just, be consistent,
I mean...
By God's grace.
I do believe in... I do believe in love as well. I do. I just kind of feel like at this point, that's not what I'm thinking about. It's almost alarming how much I just want, because I want Seth to have a sibling very close in age.
Yeah.
Just how I'm like me and my siblings are like quite close in age. We're all in our 30s. I want him to have siblings close in age as well. I want more kids for him. I want more kids for me. The guy just needs to just
donate.
That's literally what I'm after. Like, I just kind of feel like it, and it could be a bad thing. It could be why, things aren't working out, because that is the only thing on my mind. Like, I'm thinking straight away. You can't know straight away if they're father material. You can't know straight away.
Yeah, do you know, I used to, I say used to because I've seen things. So I used to believe that, once you see a man and he loves kids and he has kids of his own and you see him with other people's kids, that he'll be a great dad. Nah. No. Because recently I've experienced a man, not personally, but a friend of mine, she was seeing a guy, he raised his sisters, he raised his, but he was just a father figure from the get-go. Yeah. So she was like, 100% this guy will be great. Yeah. My friends, when I tell you, this guy, everything was cool and, they were together and everything. She got pregnant. And initially, things normally start, till this day. And it's been like, 6-7 months. She's had a baby now. This girl has not seen this guy. Excuses upon excuses. So that has taught me a lesson that, okay, clearly I'm wrong, because I used to believe that a guy that is around kids and loves kids would be a great dad, but no, you just cannot tell.
You can't.
Which is quite sad.
That's quite sad. Yeah, that's
sad.
Actually really sad, because you'd think, oh my gosh, he's so amazing with kids, and he raised all these siblings. Yeah. And then you'd think that he'd be on another level when it comes to his own.
Because I think with women, we're kind of opposite, because some women are not maternal. Well, there are some women that are not maternal regardless.
Was me, hello, before Seth.
Exactly. There you go. Perfect examples right here. This girl was not maternal to save her life. Nope. But once you have your kids, it's like there's a whole, something just slaps you. Yeah. The love and the care, and it just overwhelms you. So it just comes naturally for women, but for men it's not the same. Yeah. So it's difficult. So that's why I'm insisting that, yes, I want a man to have all the rest of my kids with, but I still want a man that has sense and, knows what he wants and wants to be a family man. Because I don't want to raise 2, 3, 4 kids on my own.
No, I don't think
do everything on my own with all those kids. That's my fear, because listen, women that are, got their dough and they're rich and they're, fine. But
even still, man.
Even still, you still want a man to play a part. But it's even worse when you ain't got your millions in the bank already, and then you're now chasing up some dude to
handle his responsibilities. Yeah.
So that's why I'm still looking. I'm still saying, you know what? I want the whole, family man, the rest of the kids and all that stuff, because that family unit is what a lot of family in the society are missing.
Yeah,
all these kids on the street because they ain't freaking got dads in the house.
Yeah. And
a woman cannot raise a boy.
I mean, they can. Ooh, controversial.
I don't believe that, Chris. I don't believe you can raise a boy to a certain stage, but as a woman, you're not a boy. You're not a man, so you cannot teach him how to be a man. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying single parents can't raise a good man, because at the end of the day, there are men around this child that can teach them how to be a man. But you yourself, as a woman, cannot raise a man. Don't care what anyone has to say. That's how I believe. Because you're not a man. How are you going to raise a man when you're not a man yourself?
I agree that there's just certain things that mums can't teach a boy. Like, this is tricky. I agree that there's certain things that a woman cannot teach, a boy or a man. I do honestly believe that that's actually true. And yeah, I agree with you there. I can teach him how to be a good person.
100%.
I think.
100%.
And I just kind of feel like he's just gonna have to go through life figuring it out.
No.
Do you know? Yeah. I mean, look, he's got his dad. Yeah. But his dad is not with him 24/7. And I kind of feel like, yes, that's gonna have an effect. That's actually gonna have a big effect. And I just kind of feel like it is what it is. So I do my best to have him around at least his uncles and people who generally have, people who I spend quite a lot of time with who are good. I mean, I don't spend my time with people that are bad influences or run around doing madness or swearing all the time. I mean, okay, I'll swear a bit, but I'm trying to fill. I purposely try to fill those gaps. I'm not just going to introduce him or have him around any old guy. To be fair, like, because I don't really agree with that. I don't really want that. But I know that if he spent more time with male figures, that it would actually. There's things that I don't know because I'm a woman, 100%. And there's things that I kind of feel like he'd be able to learn being around a lot of men more. And I kind of feel like, especially now, like, he's such a mummy's boy, like, he would not get off me. Do you know what I mean? And I just kind of feel like I want him to be like that towards his dad as well. Maybe he is. I don't really see their relationship.
No, but they do say boys are more attached to their mums and girls are
and more girls as well, yeah.
I think even if he was here, it'd probably be the same.
But I kind of feel like, is it not enough that I'm raising him to be, responsible and, caring and just a good person? Does that not make a good man?
No.
What does?
Because there are challenges and things that men go through that women don't understand. And it's not being about good man or a good person or not. They need to see an example of a man making these kind of life decisions or going through certain things in their life, and for them to know that, okay, as a man, I have to, even if it's difficult or even if it's not seen as the best choice, but to make a decision as a man that will benefit in the long run.
Yeah.
Because women, we're very emotional. We just do things straight away. Oh, we're angry with it. But as a man, you have to be able to learn to control and make decisions and you're the head of the house. You're supposed to be anyway. So you're supposed to, do things to keep that household upright. Do you know what I mean? So women, we can't teach a man how to do that. So it's not about being a good person or not. It's just a man can teach a man how to do and be that kind of.
Yeah, but it takes a good man.
Of course, it takes a good man.
It takes a certain type of man.
But we're around good men all everywhere. Brothers, uncles, cousins, they're everywhere. It doesn't have to be someone that they see every day. It's just a mentor that they can call and go to.
But I think that I kind of, like I said, I feel like that's what's missing, having that male father figure, just growing up, seeing this male father figure around. He's not going to see that.
A good
one, but even just a one.
No, because no.
Some people don't choose their dads.
I disagree. You know why? I disagree. Because he might be listening, but I don't really care. My daughter's father is absolutely useless. Mm-hmm. So imagine you being in a house with a useless man and your kids and your son is witnessing this man being useless.
Yeah, it's going to have an effect.
It's going to have an effect, and he's going to think that's the way to do things.
Yeah.
You need a responsible man that shows love to his wife and shows love to his kids. So he knows, your son knows that this is how it's supposed to be. Mommy, daddy, this is how it's supposed to be. Mommy, daddy and his kids. So he has a platform. He knows, he has a foundation. He knows what he's supposed to do. He sees it. But now if he's in a house with just a man that is useless, that's going to have a negative. In fact, most men that are useless now are because they've witnessed useless fathers. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, it is.
They're following their footsteps.
Yeah, it's like a domino effect.
Exactly.
On things, yeah. I just kind of, this one is a tricky.
It's a tricky one. It's very tricky.
It's tricky, but I do agree that you know, because I've even said this to Seth, that I was like, you know, because every time he feels a bit like, you know, I'm harping on at him or I'm being a bit judgmental or whatever, I'm like, there's things that I can't do. There's things that I can't teach him. You know, there's things that, you know, and I'm just trying to make you see that early on. Just because it's a baby, don't think that these things don't matter now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's all I'm trying to say. Like, there's a lot of things that I'm not going to be able to do, and I'm going to need you to, you know, sort of step up and be that.
But he doesn't know how, because he wasn't.
This is his first child.
And he probably doesn't. Growing up, he didn't probably. I don't know, but he probably didn't witness it. Like for me, I grew up with just my mum, single parent raising 3 kids, me and my 2 brothers. Now, that has made me the person I am because I'm very strong. I do everything on my own. I don't really wait for no one to come and do anything. So that's also negative, because sometimes men meet me and be like, oh, she's she's
sorted.
Yeah,
she don't need me.
She don't need me. I can't do anything for her. Blah 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 blah, which is wrong.
Yeah,
but
I don't really like that.
Yeah, I don't like that. But I find myself being very dominant, even if I don't. Like I'm dominant, and I don't realize I'm doing it until someone tells me, like, if you're doing something, that's not how I do it, I'll go do it again, or I'm just, do you know what I mean? But that's how I am. So going back to mother, father, it's best to have both. Ideally, we all want a nuclear family, because having too much of a strong woman is good for your daughters. You know, you can do everything on your own, but also it takes out that what word am I looking for? It takes out the ability to let somebody else take charge, because you feel like, no, I must do this. And that's the way you're gonna. And
that's what a lot of men want. Men want to feel like they're coming in and really asserting themselves. Men don't want to
feel like he's useless, even if they are useless. They don't want to feel useless.
Yeah, even useless guys, you have to make them feel like they're the king and they're, you know, everything.
So that's the problem I have.
I have that problem. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. I'm not going to let someone, you know, be useless, and I'm just going to let them. And I'm just going to be like, yeah, you're still, no. You're going to be told about yourself.
Yeah.
In the most prompt of manner.
Yeah.
Because I don't have time for it. My patience is very thin, especially when it comes to my child, you know. I'm not having it. You're not going to be around him doing nonsense. Same. You're not going to be around him saying nonsense.
Yeah, do you know, I don't understand how, I don't know, my daughter's only 4, so maybe as I get older, as she gets older, I might be, but I've never sworn in front of my child.
I mean, I need to take serious leaves out of your book.
I've never sworn in front of her. And I hear some parents all effing and blinding at their kids. And
I don't really like that. I don't like that. I've seen that. I've actually seen that.
I must say, I'm saying again, I'm not judging nobody, because my daughter, like I said, she's only 4. When she's 10 or 15 old, you know, I'm hoping I can keep this. But as of yet, I haven't sworn in front of her, and I'm proud of myself. But I don't know if it's going to get harder or not. But I just don't think swearing in front of your kids is good. They need to be able to come home into an environment where everything is in place. Right. You know, if you ever heard your mum swear, that's the world is going to end. That kind of thing. You know,
my mum never swore.
Exactly. I just think you need to just treat a child as a child and not be having grown conversation and swearing at kids. But again, don't get me wrong. I'm not judging nobody. It gets some.
Do you think in this day and age, smacking children is effective?
100%, yeah.
I don't think it is. I actually feel like,
oh my days,
you know, because do you know what I don't like? I don't like the term, oh, it's abuse. Oh, is it? I don't like that. I just kind of find that judgmental, and I kind of find it, you know, so quick to just be like, whatever, because look, how someone chooses to discipline their child is their business. It is not abusive. There's rules, innit? Open hand. Do you know what I mean? No closed fists and all that, because there's a line. There's a line. There's smacking.
Batter your child.
And then there's, you know, physical abuse. I feel like there's a big, massive difference. Look, we were beat. Growing up, I got beats.
Battered.
I got beats when they were worried about me. I got beats when I did something wrong. I got beats just because that was just culturally the way that, you know, we were disciplined. Mm-hmm. And I don't feel like I was abused.
Nope.
I don't feel like, you know, I was hard done by.
Nope.
Most of the time I deserved a little smack.
In fact, it's those smacks that made you think twice of doing certain things.
Thank you very much. It was those smacks that made me go, I mean, I don't want these smacks,
Exactly.
so
You're
let me
in
not
school
do what
and your friends are doing some foolishness and you're already feeling the beats on your body. You know not to even join in.
That's what I was saying. So, but I don't feel like I will smack Seth. I don't feel like it will be effective, and I say that because in this day and age, with all these little boys are running around doing whatever they're doing, these kids are resorting to violence. They're resorting to physical altercation straight away, and I don't know why, but I just kind of feel like now it's just not effective, and I'm very aware that I'm raising a young black boy in South London, so these things they scare me. Do you know what I mean? These people need to fix up what's going on in the world today because it scares me. But I just kind of feel like smacking now is ineffective.
Okay, let me give you an example. You're telling your child to pick something off the floor. Let's say they spill something and they're just looking at it. You said it once, they don't pick it up. You say it twice, you don't pick it up. You say it 3 times, they still don't pick it up. Are you going to continue to say pick it up, pick it up, pick it up? Are you going to slap them in the backside for them to pick it up?
No, I'm gonna sit them down. I kind of feel like, because obviously Seth is 18 months, I can't tell him nothing. Yeah. But I kind of feel like if I have to keep telling him, it will get to a point where I won't. The next thing I will do is not beat him. What I will do is yell, and let him see that mommy's upset, kind of thing, and make him feel bad.
So now that works because Seth is 18 months. How about...
Not now. I'm talking to nothing works. If I take something off him, that is enough.
My daughter, she's 4, going on 14. I'm screaming down my throat, like literally screaming at her to do something. And she's looking at me. Just looking, knowing that I'm angry and I need her to do what I'm telling her to do. And she's just looking.
Because there's no consequence to...
Exactly. Now, when I beat her in her backside to go do what I told her to do, she does it straight away and then she doesn't do it again.
Do you feel bad when you do it?
No. Because I would have given her warnings. I would have told her with a calm voice. I would have raised my voice slightly. I would have told them at least 5 to 6 times before I resort to, okay, you're just not...
But surely she should know that's what's coming. So why do you reckon she's not listening?
Because she's just being stubborn. I think she can get away with it. Because don't get me wrong, I don't smack her. In fact, it got to the point where I said to myself, okay, I'm going to stop smacking her. And I really tried. I didn't smack her for a very long time. And I realised that my words she didn't really care what I was saying and how much I screamed. She was like, okay, doesn't look like mommy's going to smack me now, so I'm not going to do it. Until I do smack her, then she gets it. I'll give you an example. My child, she was in the bed watching her tablet. I went to the bedroom to take it off her, say it's time for bed, and I felt the bed wet. She had wet the bed. But then I touched her trousers and her knickers and it was totally dry. And I thought, oh, she couldn't have wet the bed because her knickers and trousers are dry. She must have spilt water on the bed. So I thought, okay, that's fine. It will dry. I'll leave it. Came back again and I thought, my mind was playing at me thinking, that's odd. There's no water on the bed. I went back in the room and I smelt the bed and it smelled of wee. She had urinated on the bed. Now, my child purposely took down her knickers, took down her trousers and urinated on the bed because she didn't want to get up and go to the toilet because she didn't want to miss what she was watching. Now, tell me if that's, oh, why did you do that? Don't do that next time. No. Because she was fully aware
of what she was doing.
And she, on top of her urinating on the bed, she now got the duvet and covered it so I won't find it.
Oh, so she knew.
She knew. And she planned. I was secretly, impressed that she actually planned this whole thing out. She thought of A, B, C. She actually thought of it nicely. And I was also very, disappointed that you purposely done this, knowing fully well that you're not supposed to do this. So I gave her a walloping because it was planned. It was intentional. Has she done that again since then? No. If I said to her, oh, Tammy Rose, don't do that. Next time you need to go to the toilet. She knows. She's aware that the toilet is meant for, for her to use when she wants to go to the toilet. Not the bed. So it's not like it was a mistake or an accident. She knew fully well what she was doing and tried to cover it up. So please tell me you won't smack your child for doing that.
I think I'd laugh. I think I would laugh. The strategic, just the full out plan of it, just because you don't want to miss one episode of Paw Patrol. I think naturally, I'd laugh.
You would laugh.
And then I'd be like, listen, like I said in the previous podcast, I need to study my look because I feel like my look is not effective. He doesn't take my look seriously. The stern look. I need to study it and go back. But I don't know what I would do because I've never been in that situation, you know. So I just I just feel like in this day and age, it's ineffective.
But don't get me wrong. I think there's a certain age you should not smack your child.
What age is that?
I don't know. I ain't figured that out yet. But the reason why I'm saying certain age because like
what do you mean when they're older?
Slightly older. Because remember what you said in terms of them resorting things to violence. I think as they got older and you keep smacking them and smacking, they're gonna feel like that's how to handle things and smack. Actually, even my daughter now, I'm hoping that you know, like I said, it's not like I'm batting my child every day, but I think she knows that violence is not the result to things. That if, you know, she's in an altercation, she does, you know, verbally speak about, which is great. But I think when they get to a certain age, maybe when they start primary school or something, and, you know, they do something wrong, you beating them at that age, I don't think is effective because then they're going to think, okay, I've done something wrong, I'm going to get beats. If somebody else does something wrong to me, they're going to get beats. So I think once they, you know, mature enough to know that when mommy says this, you listen. I don't want to smack you, and if I don't want to smack you, I want to have this conversation for you to know why I'm upset. Once they understand that, I don't think you should be smacking your kids anymore, personally.
Yeah, man, that's cool, but I still feel like in this day and age, ineffective. I kind of feel like I said, when I was growing up, it was very effective. It worked. I was very much told, you know, and you know, back in the days, we weren't given warnings. You're told once, and then you don't do it. It's arms.
Why do you think it worked then and don't work now, though?
I just,
you know why? I think because people are seen as a taboos. People are now trying to shy away from smacking their kids. Back then, there
wasn't a law telling you that you're not allowed to smack your kids.
Exactly.
Now, a lot of the schools and a lot of people are now getting involved.
Yeah, because kids now know if your parents smack you, you can call the social services.
You can tell school who will now get involved in there.
Exactly. So that's why I think it's not working now, because back then you can do whatever you want to your child, and your child knew that there's no one that can save them. But now, because they know someone can save them, it's not working no more.
It's ineffective now.
So I still think smacking is effective. It's just that the way the world is going, they've made it such a... It's
illegal.
Exactly. So technically, I hope no.
For honest blog posts about single and co-parenting, tips and advice on kids' style and recipes, head over to notestomymamablog.com. And to see me and mine living our daily lives with vlogs and some mummy hacks, head over to my YouTube channel, search Notes to My Mama, and you'll see us there. Would you use an app to get a babysitter for Tam?
100% never.
Why?
I don't understand it, and I don't even want to understand it.
So you've never used Bubble then?
Never. What's Bubble?
It's a babysitting app.
Never.
Right, let me just tell you about Bubble, yeah? A lot of the sitters are actual childminders.
Don't care.
Wait, let me just finish. Their actual childminders is actually their occupation. They're just putting their services onto that app. And, you know, a lot of the sitters are DBS checked and things like that. You know, so a lot of them are trained to look after infants or school children or depends on your area, basically. This app was set up by two dads who needed to find, you know, babysitting arrangements, basically, because they found it hard, and they just created this sort of technology to help other parents find babysitters easily. A lot of babysitters are students, you know, just trying to get extra cash. Like I said, some of them are childminders and, you know, and stuff like that. So their prices range from like sort of £7 or £8 to sort of £15-20, depending on their experience and, you know, however long you want to book them for and stuff like that. In my area, there's like a university, and is where they study a lot of medicine and stuff like that. So they're all trainee doctors and nurses and stuff like that. So that feels more of a bit of confidence. And they normally tend to come up when I'm looking for babysitters. And, you know, there's a lot of childminders in my area as well. So they tend to come up as well. I normally use the same babysitter app. Actually, I only use it twice. but I tend to look for that same babysitter when I do need a babysitter. Now, I don't really feel like I'm doing something wrong by using a app created by parents to help other parents. There's nothing wrong with that. That's actually great. It's like, why did I think of that?
Absolutely not.
But why?
Because
do you feel like it's just like you're using an app to look for something? Do you feel like it's a bit like...
It's just strangers, people that I've never met. I don't care what you say on paper. I don't care how many qualifications you have. I don't care if you've been doing this for 100 years. I don't know you. And all these reviews that you can go online and say, oh, this person's got good reviews. How do you know the person's not putting up their own reviews or getting people to put up reviews on their own?
Well, with an app like that, everybody's sort of verified. There's a lot of...
In this day and age, anyone can get verified. You can buy things everywhere. You can buy freaking passports.
So what are you scared of exactly?
It's too impersonal. I can't leave my child with somebody I don't know.
Right, okay.
And again, still, the world we live in is crazy because there can still be people you know and you leave your child and go...
Those are the ones that you should be scared of the most.
I get it. But, nah. I can't bring my head around it. A total stranger that I've never met. Go on an app. Get somebody else in where my child is and leave them. No, I can't. I can't even.
So, what do you think? I'm too trusting.
I can't say if you're too trusting or not. Is if you're comfortable doing it, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's not even because I have a daughter, because God forbid, girls, boys, God forbid this world. But I don't know, maybe because I feel like I have a daughter as well. She's a bit more delicate in my eyes.
Yeah.
So to leave her with a total stranger, I can't.
I mean, I kind of get what you're saying.
Do you know what I?
So you wouldn't even use a babysitter, a childminder.
No, never. In fact,
so why do you trust nurseries?
I was about to say that. Before she even went to the nursery, she started nursery at 8 months, and before I settled with the nursery that she went to, we went through millions. Okay, I'm exaggerating. But I went from nursery to nursery, and I counted how many practitioners, I counted how many teachers or professionals that were there all at one time. If I wasn't happy with the amount of, adults in a room at a certain time, I didn't take her there.
Yeah.
I need a place where there's multiple adults, where if one is crazy, the other one surely shouldn't. So, but if it was like a one-on, that's why it's, when you're taking kids to like a, childminder, like one parent that has lots of kids in the house.
I don't like childminders.
I can't do it.
I'd rather nursery.
I'm so particular, and I hope people copy this, that when we're out in public and we go to the public toilet, if I need to go toilet and the cubicle is quite small, I make sure she's outside singing. Ask her, she's right here. She already knows. I don't even have to tell her. She's like, Mommy, you want to go toilet? Yes, okay. Then she starts singing Twinkle, Twinkle. She knows the routine. She knows the cue. If I'm shutting the door to go toilet, she sings.
That's actually a really, really good idea.
She doesn't stop singing until I open the door and see her.
I like that. I'm gonna use that.
That's how particular I am. So imagine if I can't go toilet and not hear my child. How am I gonna go on an app and bring a total stranger? Nah.
I mean, I'm a bit more trusting with babysitters and childminders that come to my house, because as far as I'm concerned, that's your job. That's your job, just as I will let an electrician in, just as I'll let, the Sainsbury's delivery man in.
Yeah, but not along with your child. You'll be there.
But it's just their job. Like, it's their job. No, I don't get it. That's just how I see it. Like, I feel more comfortable leaving Seth with family. That's very true. 100%. I prefer leaving him with, and not just any family, with, my sister. I people very immediate, people who I spend a lot of my time with. That's who I'm comfortable leaving him with. So I do get what you're saying, but I choose to support apps like this run by parents who was looking for a solution for other parents, and you can tell it's been done right. There's been checks. There's this. There's that. And it all feels above board, and before you get a babysitter, you read the reviews who are by other parents.
Anyone could write a review.
Huh?
Anyone could write a review.
I can't see, if I think like that, I'm never gonna get help, Speaking as a
it's
single
true.
parent, you know, you have to, you know, make use of these resources that are out there, you know, for us. At the end of the day, look, I'm a single mum, but I'm ready to mingle as well. Like, I'm ready to be you know, since having Seth, I've managed to maintain a good social life. I've managed to, you know, go out and date. I've managed to do these things because of resources like this. You know, I cannot always rely on family to
Unfortunately, if this was the only means of socializing and
It's not.
getting on dates, I'm saying if it was, for me, it's unfortunate that nobody will see me. That's how bad it is. I would forfeit socializing until she's of a good age for me to now socialize. That's how particular I am. These things, it doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. But if it works for some, by all means. But for me, I just feel like they're just more delicate.
Yeah.
So delicate. Boys are as well, but, you know, no, I can't.
I mean, each to their own. But yeah. I definitely, you know, and like I said, I use the same babysitter, so I get what you mean. I wouldn't want different sort of people, you know, coming in to look after stuff. I'd want someone who he's used to. Who's like, the very first time I used it was 4 months because I had met someone. Do you know what I mean? And I needed a babysitter for a couple of hours. And he was very small. All they needed to do was feed him at this time and keep him awake. That was their only job. And, you know, there's like tracker things on their phone. You know, there's all these sort of GPS things. So you'd know if they'd left the house or...
Can you see them on video?
No, I don't have secret nanny cams and I got money for that. Who's got time for that? Like, I just kind of feel like, yeah, that's a little bit overkill, but for me, but I get why some mothers feel like, you know, nanny cams and, you know, all that stuff is very necessary because, yeah, you know, we see it on the news, we see it on papers, how some people are even treating elder people.
Yep.
And what they're doing to their kids and stuff like that. So, you know, without those cameras, we would never have seen it. And I guess that's part of the skepticism.
And it's too late. It would have already happened.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you probably never be able to forgive yourself. But I just kind of feel like, especially me and the type of lifestyle that I have where, you know, I do my best to try to maintain some sort of a social life. I do my best to make myself available, you know, for dates and just for work as well. I need certain resources. I cannot keep relying on the same sort of 1 or 2 people. Like, and I just kind of feel like I feel good to support other parents who are, you know, creating ways for other parents to make our lives easier. I kind of feel like in this day and age, there's so many random like new things that are available, and it's
I can support the you know, the concept. I can send people to the
send people there, but you just won't use it.
I ain't doing. No, I just won't use it.
You can't send people there because they'll be like, "Oh, have you used it?"
And
you be like,
no.
Yeah, no, they're not gonna listen to you.
Yeah, but then some people will still do it. Same way you think it's, you know, a good idea.
Yeah, I've recommended it.
So some people will still think, okay, that's a good idea, but I just wouldn't use it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just one of them things. I do believe in supporting, but I just want support with my child. You know?
I mean, me and you have like some great opposing views.
Innit?
Even though we're kind of like the same. But it's so interesting that we have some great opposing views. But it's made for like an amazing podcast. Thank you so much for doing it.
You're welcome.
It's been great to have you.
Back to
Listen, we are about to rave. That's why I'm cutting this. Because we are off raving. We had a long day at the polo. Now we're going to the after party. We're about to let loose our kids. Well, your kids here. You're going to take her to her nan.
Yeah.
And my son is with his dad.
And funny enough, her nan's the only person she's spent the night with. In her whole life, she's never slept elsewhere.
Yeah. So. And yeah, well, my child is with his dad. So, which means it's mummy's night out. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. And I'll catch you on the next one. Oh.